Hello and welcome to this week's Elite Audio video. And I think it's fair to say that at Elite Audio we are kind of excited this week because in 1 week's time you will be able to come and visit us in room 418 at the Bristol HiFi Show. Now, as I'm talking to you on camera, already we are making preparations to exhibit by ensuring everything that we're bringing is properly burnt in, and that in itself is a huge time commitment. It's funny actually, because on the subject of burning, a lot of people maybe don't realise just how important it is, but I'm sure many of you watching this are nodding your head because you've been through that process when you bought something brand new and you have to go through that excruciating, shall we say, probably 200 hours until it starts to sound at its optimum. And it is quite a transformation. So for us exhibiting, it's absolutely essential that we have everything sounding as optimum as possible. We probably have one exception to that because it's currently in transit from Germany, and that is the Lindemann components, or should I say the new Woodnote devices they've just announced. The other stuff we have here, but this is something that is probably in some Lufthansa cargo storage at minus 40 degrees and will be perhaps landing at Edinburgh Airport after a nice little trip from Germany to Scotland. Anyway, so it is Bristol. It has now arrived, and I know I've spoken to quite a few of you on the phone and by email. They're telling me you're coming to see us, and I honestly can't wait to get started. As I say, the guys here put in a huge amount of work beforehand. In fact, Barry and Elliot will be travelling down on Wednesday and set up on the Thursday. They then pack up on the Sunday night, drive back up on the Monday, and then come to work back on the Tuesday. So it's almost a week away just to exhibit at the Bristol show. But it is probably the best attended hi-fi show in the UK. We have some great things to show you there, so I really hope that you can make the time to come in and see us and introduce yourself. I will be there all 3 days. We have Jackie from Revival Audio who will also be there. Graham, who's our General and Marketing Manager, will be there. Barry, who many of you have probably spoken to numerous times with your IT and setup questions. So it's going to be a full team of people there to help you. So our main system, let's start with that, and this is the one that is the sort of the highest value. So we have got in there the Audio Solutions Figaro M2 loudspeakers, and these were the actual pair that Terry Ellis of Pursuit Perfect Systems reviewed, and in fact the pair that gained his Loudspeaker of the Year 2024. Terry has also recently taken delivery of a pair that he specified with his own colour preferences, which are his new reference loudspeaker for this year. In terms of amplification, we have got on the power amp side the very, I would say, highly reviewed Constantly Everywhere. In fact, when Graham and I were in Munich last year, the one thing that I noticed that really stood out was the number of loudspeaker manufacturers or manufacturers of other components that were using this amplifier to demonstrate how good their components were. And that again says that these people with no axe to grind rate it as one of the best, and that is the Electro Compagnie AW800. Now I know Stuart Smith of Hi-Fi Pig had one. He's just added a second one to turn them into mono configuration. We have on the preamplifier side the Electro Compagnie EC 4.8 Mark II. That is an amazing combination and it sounds fantastic. One of the most important product launches, in fact, one of the products that we are most excited to premiere at Bristol is the brand new Aquila Scala Optologic Mark III. Now this is quite an upgrade, and if you've been watching our videos, I've already covered the specification changes. So this is the first chance anywhere in the UK you will have had an opportunity to come and listen. So we will be having that, but feeding into that is the Exact S1 Evo, which is their newly launched higher spec streamer and server. So that is the main part of our setup. In terms of cabling duties, We've got the incredible Zensati Authentica, which sits above the Zorro range. That will be our speaker and interconnect duties there. And for streaming and for the network switch, we have the SOTM SN-H10G Special Edition. So that is the fully master clocked version. It gets silver wiring, ABS, which is the internal screening part of the device itself, and gets the upgrade capacitors, the Evox capacitors too. And that will be powered by an SPS 500, again from SOTM. So that main system, and I've heard, we've got this system actually playing right now in the showroom, it sounds absolutely phenomenal. The new Aqua DAC, I've got to say, every time I hear it, or I've heard it since its launch, which we got the first one, it was the first week in January. And in fact, a couple of you have already now got delivery, those of you that actually placed a pre-order almost, if you want to call it that, were lucky enough to get right ahead of the queue. This is a great DAC. I had a client email me yesterday who had a previous La Scala and just saying this is a big upgrade. And he literally probably had it home about, I don't know, 20 minutes. The things that he said were things like, the texture and drums, the initial attack on a cymbal, the bass is more extended but more tuneful. So it is quite an upgrade, and certainly our own listening test would confirm that. So come in and have a listen. You will be amazed what this system sounds like. System 2, we take on a valve, I would say, approach for this, and the amplification is the Octave V70 Class A. I actually rate this amplifier as one of the best that Octave do. In fact, it's one of the best Class A valve amplifiers I have ever heard. And again, a number of you already own one of these. Well, and those of you who do will understand why and where my enthusiasm for that comes from. The loudspeakers in that setup will be the Revival Audio Atalante 5s, which again have picked up lots of great reviews. Terry voted them as Loudspeaker of the Year 2023. So this, in fact, in our system, we've got 2 award-winning year-to-year, back-to-back loudspeakers, which are there for your listening pleasure. In terms of source, the plan is we will have 2 source options. One will be the Lindemann Music Book Source 2, but probably for a lot of you, this next one may make you want to come to a room and definitely have a listen, and especially if you've just watched Terry's most recent video, and that is the Eversolo DMP-A10. So we will have that exclusively there at Bristol. Ours will be the only room that you will be able to hear that particular DAC pre. We will have the Amp F10 there as well. We are hoping to run that as a setup at some point, but the A10 will definitely be doing some DAC and streaming duties in that secondary system. Cabling, this is brand new range of cables from High Diamond, and we're a huge High Diamond fan here, as you know. They've picked up lots of awards. The old High Diamond 7 loudspeaker cable picked up the Hi-Fi World Loudspeaker Cable of the Year award many years ago, and they've now replaced the entire range with this new range of cabling. So we will have the top gold cables doing the duties on system number 2. Now, that then leads me, naturally, we've had system 1, system 2. It'll come as no surprise that the next system will in fact be system number 3. And just seeing if you're paying attention or not. Some of you at this point are usually nodding off or away, put the kettle on and just waiting for me to stop talking, which sometimes takes longer than you would expect. Anyway, this is our sort of smaller or more entry-level system, and this is where we have again a UK premiere, which is the brand new Lindemann Woodnote series. So we will have the Lindemann Woodnote combo, which is the all-in-one. So this is a DAC, streamer and amplifier all built into one unit, and an incredibly compact unit. When you come into our room, go and have a look at this close up. It is incredibly compact, and the sound it gives is huge. Now, the plan is to use 2 different pairs of speakers with this. We'll have Lindemann's own Move Mini loudspeakers, which is a full range design, as you will read in the specification, with a ribbon tweeter. But we've also going to have Revival Audio's Sprint 3s. Now, they're currently going for review with What Hi-Fi. If you look on the web, there are, I don't know, more than half a dozen amazing reviews on the Sprint 3s. And I've got to say, for their price point, they are impossible to beat at under £1,000. You'll get a chance to hear that with the Lindemann Woodnote combo. That should be, again, a really impressive, in fact, an entire system that will surprise you in terms of sound performance for under £3,000 is in essence what this combination represents, round about, yeah, under £2,700 or so. I'll correct that on screen because the pricing for the Woodnote has not been completely finalised, so I'll put that up on screen. By the time we do the editing, I will have the exact pricing on screen for you. So there we go, room 418 in Bristol. Please come along and see us. It's going to be an amazing weekend. I love Bristol. I love the whole energy of the place. There's a real buzz about Bristol you just don't find in other venues. It's sometimes maybe a little bit cramped because the rooms are all close together, and it's a hotel after all. But it's just the atmosphere, and everybody is just so enthused about being there. There's lots of new product launches, and as I've said, we've got a number ourselves that you can have the sort of UK exclusive access to. So please come in, say hello. As I say, we'll be there all weekend. I'll be there Friday, Saturday and on the Sunday, and I will look forward to welcoming you to our room. Again, room 418, please make a note of that. I'll put it on screen as well. This is the point I'll always say, if you're enjoying this video or have watched or enjoyed any of our other videos, it would mean a great deal if you take a few seconds to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You've no idea how much it helps us as a small business, a dedicated team of passionate audiophiles that always work tirelessly to bring you the best products that we can and the best service that it's possible to have. So please just take a few seconds, like and subscribe. Now, the other part, which I always love to do, and again, a number of you have taken me up on this challenge, is emailing me directly. Here is my direct email address. And picking my brains. I've had people from Canada, America, Portugal, Switzerland, Austria, Germany, where else? Australia, who have taken the time to email me with an extensive, I'd call it a questionnaire of what they should do next. And these are people that will buy, we encourage you to buy in your own locale, and but the advice that I'm giving you is completely independent of anything someone else will give you. So please take a few moments if you want to. I reply to every single email that comes in, and it's something I love doing. It's great to be part of that process that you're undergoing yourselves. Finally, really is, we are genuinely excited about going to Bristol. The details of Bristol are on screen. We'll have how to book tickets in the video description below. And just come along. If you've never been to Bristol, go. Just make that trip. You can spend a weekend there. It's a lovely city, Bristol. You've got so many lovely places to visit. It's got incredible history. It's got incredible restaurants, bars. You can really have an incredibly social weekend there, as well as doing your favourite hobby, which is audio. So there's no real excuses not to go. And flights are, if you're flying from Scotland, they are really, really price competitive. So there we go. The next time you see my face will be in Bristol itself. And please just come up and say hello. It would be an absolute pleasure to meet you. So, as I always say every week, please have a great week listening to music. You'll get a chance to listen to music in our room 418 in Bristol in a week's time. So don't miss out. Please come in and say hello. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to welcome you to Bristol in a week's time. And until then, please take care.